Computer networks question. We have been given these two statements based upon MAC addresses and ARP protocol, and based on that we need to identify which of these statements is or are true. So before that, let us understand what is this ARP. ARP, or we call it an address resolution protocol. It is what we use when we have the IP address and we want to get the MAC address of the corresponding device, which means the device which is having this particular IP address, we want to know its physical address or the MAC address. Then we use the ARP protocol. So there are two states in it, two phases you can say, the request and the response. What does that mean? In the request phase, what do? We create a packet in which we will be putting all zeros because we don't already know what are the addresses we actually want. So we will request giving the IP that for this IP I want the corresponding MAC. But since we do not know where is it to be broadcasted in the LAN, so to which host it is to be actually sent. So this packet is actually broadcasted in this entire LAN. So the ARP request is a broadcast packet, but when it comes to ARP response, then the particular host, when we have the DHCP or bootstrap kind of protocols being implemented, then what happens is in that LAN, the correct host or that central device, it will be returning us the MAC address for that corresponding IP address. So it is a unicast packet, which means ARP request is broadcasted while ARP response is unicasted. So that's what these statements are saying. The destination MAC address of an ARP reply is a broadcast packet. No, that's incorrect. As we saw, for ARP reply, it is a unicast address being used. For broadcasting, we use the broadcast address of all the ones, but if it is unicast, then we use the appropriate address for that corresponding device itself. And in S2, it is talking about the ARP request, which is definitely a broadcast address. So as we can see, the statement S1 is incorrect, but S2 is true. So we will be going with the third option. S1 is false and S2 is true. So this is correct.